Welcome you all to my YouTube channel. This is Tutor Addison J Zulu. So I bring you these questions under functions. If you are in grade 10, 11 and 12, these are going to be helpful to you. And if you are doing your GCE, make sure you go through these questions. And if you are looking for online tuitions, you can WhatsApp me on this WhatsApp line that is there, which is +26097 1066747. You can WhatsApp me on that WhatsApp line, then I'll be able to help you and see how far we can move together. So this is the questions. These questions are coming from Examination Council of Zambia. So these are past papers. We are going to discuss together quite a lot of questions. So we've got this first one that is saying the function f and g are defined as g of x, x minus 1 over 2, and f of x, 3x minus 5. Then find g inverse of x. Here we are told to find the inverse of g. We've got this other one, which is f. Find x if f of x is equal to g of x. So here we are told to find the value of x. We've got this other one. So this other question is g inverse f of x. So these are composite functions. Here you are told to find the value of x, then this is the inverse function. So let us answer these questions. So this is what we are going to do. Let us answer these questions together. So I'll start with this one. So in this first question, we are told to find the inverse function. So the inverse function of what? G. What is your g? G is like this. G of x is equal to x minus 1 over 2, like this. So those I meant online. This is the assignment that I gave you. So let's make sure we understand this properly. So here we are told to find this. So this is why I told you that here you need to put what? G of, where there is g of x, you say it is equal to what? Is equal to y. So you substitute by y, which is equal to x minus 1 over 2. This is what you are supposed to do. Then after you reach here, you need to make x the subject of the formula. So what should be in your mind is that you need to make x the subject of the formula. So you say over 1 here, then you cross multiply. So you can only cross multiply if you're having an equal sign here. But some people find it difficult. You discover that if you've got numbers like 5 over 2 times 1 over 3, you cannot cross multiply here. So we only cross multiply when we've got equal to sign like this. That's when we cross multiply. So we want to cross multiply this one. So how can we? 2 times y is 2y, which is equal to 1 times everything there, just x minus what? X minus 1. We've come up with that. So the next thing that we need to do now here is that we need to group like terms. So the one here will go to the other side of the equation. We're going to have 2y. So when this one comes inside, it's plus 1. We know that when a number crosses this equal to sign, the number changes. So plus 1, which is equal to what? Equal to x. So like this is as the same as x is equal to 2y plus 1. We've already made x the subject of the formula. So I just say g inverse of x is equal to, where there is y there, I put what? I'll put x. So it's 2x plus 1. So this is what? This is the answer. This is the inverse function of what? Of g. This is how I need to answer that. So I move to b now. I move to b. So b, I'm told to find what? I'm told to find x here. So if f of x is equal to g of x, so where is f of x? F of x, so the question is f of x is equal to g of x. F of x is what? X minus, so 3x minus 5 over, f of x is just like this, f of x is just like this, which is equal to g of x. G of x is this one here, which is x minus 1 over 2, like this. You do this. So we've got x minus 1 over x over 2, like this. So this is f of x. This is what? G of x. Then you say over 1, then you cross multiply here. So 2 will be multiplied by everything there. 3x minus 5, which is equal to 1 times everything there. This thing will just appear because you are multiplying by 1, it will maintain. 2 times 3x is 6x minus 2 times 5 is 10, which is equal to x minus 1. So when you reach here now, what you need to do is to group like terms. So this is what? 6x. So when this one comes this side, it is positive. So when it comes this side, it's minus, which is equal to. There we've got what? Negative 1. So if negative 10 goes this side, becomes what? Positive what? Positive 10. We are going to have this. So this minus that, it is just the same as a 1 there. So 6 minus 1, it's 5, then x, which is equal to, here we're going to have what? We're going to have positive 9 like this. Different signs, you need to subtract and maintain the sign of a bigger number. So just say 10 minus 1 is 9, then 10 is positive. Over 5, over 5. So x is equal to 5 cancelled, remain with x. So x is equal to what? X will be equal to 9 over 5. So this is what? This is your answer. This is how you are supposed to answer this one. So let us go to the last one now, C. So C, you are told to find G inverse of f of x here. So these are what we call composite functions. These are what we call composite functions, where you combine two functions. So you are going to start with what? G inverse. So G inverse of x is equal to, we found this one, the answer was 2x plus 1. The answer was this. We found this one. So that was the answer. So now you put the inverse, we put also the other function, which is f. So G inverse, you combine it with f, which is equal to like this. So this means that where there is x here, that's where you are going to put this function f. So where is the function f? The function f is this one here. It is this one. So the function f is what? Is that one. So here it's 2. Then you just do this. Then x is what? The function. The function is what? 3x minus 5. Cross. You cross like this. You cross. So then you say plus what? Plus 1. So this is equal to what? This times this is 6x. Then this times that is negative 10. Plus what? Plus 1. So which is equal to 6x. Then minus what? Negative 10 plus 1 is what? Negative 9. So this is what? This is the answer for the composite function. So let us go to our question 2. So this is our question 2. So question 2, the question is saying, given that f of x is equal to 5x minus 4 over 5, and g of x is equal to x minus 1, find, the first question we are told to find f inverse of x. So this is the inverse function of f. Then here we also told to find f inverse of negative 2. From the inverse function, then these are what? Composite functions. So let us start with this one, A. So we're going to say solutions. This is how we are going to answer them. So start with A. So question A, we are told to find what? F inverse of x. So where is this function coming from? It's coming from what? F, like this, which is equal to what? 5x minus 4 over what? Over 5. Then here we remove it, we say y is equal to 5x minus 4 over 5 like this. Then over 1 here, then you cross it, multiply. So this times that is called, that is 5y, which is equal to 5x minus 4 like this. Here you group like terms. So it's 5y. This one, negative 4 will come this side. So plus 4, which is equal to 5x like this. Divide both sides by 5. Divide both sides by 5. This cancelled. So it's just the same as x is equal to 5y plus 4 over 5. So once you reach here, this is just the same as f inverse of x is equal to what? Where there is y, we put x. 5x plus 4 over what? Over 5. So this is your what? This is your answer. This is the inverse function. Then we move to b. We go to b. So with b now, the way you are going to answer b, this is how you are going to answer b. So the way you are going to answer b, it's f inverse. So it is coming from f inverse of x. So what is f inverse? The inverse of that is what? 5x plus 4 over what? Over 5. This is the inverse of the function. Then where there is x, they have put what? Negative 2. So you need to put f inverse of negative 2 is equal to 5. Where there is x, you put negative 2 plus 4 over what? Over 5. So this is just equal to what? It is negative 10 plus 4, like this, over what? Over 5. So f inverse of negative 2, f inverse of negative 2 is equal to, so what is the answer there? So if you try to evaluate there, you discover that the answer will be negative 6 over what? Negative 6 over 5. This is your what? This is your answer. This is how you are supposed to answer this one. We move to C. So let us move to C. C, these are composite functions where we are told to combine two functions. So the first function which they have started with is what? F. So say f of x is equal to what? F of x is equal to what? 5x minus 4 over 5. Then they have also put what? G. So it's f, now g. So we combine these two. These are composite functions. So where there is x there, that's where we're going to put this function g. G is just x minus 1. So 5, then open bracket, x minus 1, cross minus 4, like this. Over what? Over 5. So fg of x is equal to, this times that, it's 5x, like this, minus 5 minus 4, over what? Over 5. So fg of x is equal to 5x. So that's 5x. Negative 5 minus 4. Same signs you add, then maintain the sign. So it's negative what? 9. Over what? Over 5. So this is what? This is your answer for that composite function. So make sure we go with this route. Let's make sure we understand here. So let us now move to the next question. So we move to the third question. This is our question 3. So how can we answer this question? Let us see how we are going to answer this question together. So a function f is defined as f of x 3 over 5x plus 1, where x is not equal to negative 1 over 5. So if you are new to this YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe. You press the subscription button. You subscribe so that each time I upload the content, you get to be notified. So find A, f of 1, B, x, if f of x is equal to 6. So let us see how we are going to answer these questions together. So I'm going to start with the first one, which is A. So I'm taught to find f of 1. So when you are taught to find f of 1, the function is what? F. So just f of x is equal to 3 over 5x plus 1, like that. So where there is x there, then you are taught to find f of 1, you put 1. So f1 is equal to 3 over 5 multiplied by 1 plus 1. So this is equal to 3 over 5 times 1 is 1, plus 1 is 6. So f of 1 is equal to 3 there is 1, 3 there is 2. So the answer is 1 over what? 1 over 2. This is your answer. 3 there is 1, 3 in 6 is 2. So 1 over 2. This is your answer. We move to B. B, I'm told to find x. If f of x is equal to what? Is equal to 6. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to write the function f of x. So f of x is 3 over 5x plus 1. This is f of x. Then this is equal to what? This is equal to 6, like this. Then I say over 1. Then here I do what? I cross multiply. So I say 6 multiplied by everything here. So 6 multiplied by 5x plus 1 cross, which is equal to what? 1 times 3, it's 3, like this. Then you say 6 times 5, it's what? 30x, like that. Then 6 times 1, it's what? 6 plus 6, which is equal to what? Which is equal to 3. Then you say 30x is equal to 3 minus what? 6. You know that when this crosses this equal to sign, the sign will do what? The sign will change. So this is 30x, which is equal to 3 minus 6, this is negative 3. You divide both sides by 30. You divide both sides by 30 like this. So 30 cancelled, you remain with x. X is equal to what? 3 there, it's 1. 3 there, it's 10. So 1 over what? 10. Negative 1 over 10. So that is the what? That is our answer. This is how you are supposed to answer this one. We go to the fourth question. This is our question 4 now. So let's see how we are going to answer this question. So let's say solution. So we are given, this is what? A. We are going to start with A. I'm told to find g of negative 1. So where this function coming from? It's coming from g of what? G of x. G of x, which is what? 4x minus 3 over 2x minus 5, like this. So I'm told to find what? G of negative 1. So where there is x, I put negative 1, which is equal to 4 times negative 1 minus 3 over 2 negative 1 minus 5. This is equal to what? So this is 4 times the negative 1, it's negative 4 minus 3 over negative 2 minus 5. This is equal to negative 7. So same signs you add. So then you maintain the sign. So 4 plus 3 is 7, then negative, negative. Even here, same signs you add, 7, you maintain the sign negative. So g of negative 1, finally, the answer is what? 1. Negative, negative cancelled. 7 divided by 7 is what? 1. So the answer there is what? 1. This is our answer. I move to B. B, I'm told to find the inverse of what? G. I'm told to find the inverse of G. So this is the function. Like this, I do this. This is the what? This is the function. This is the function. So I'm told to find G inverse of x. So I'm told to find the inverse of G. So I told you that here you need to put y. So it's y is equal to 4x minus 3 over 2x minus 5, like this. From here now, you make x the subject of the formula. So once you reach here, you need to make sure that you make x the subject of the formula. So we're going to put 1 here, then you cross multiply. So we're going to have y multiplied by 2x minus 5, like this, which is equal to 1 times this. This will still appear because we're multiplying by 1. We've come up with this. Then after you reach here now, then you start doing what? You start multiplying. Y times 2x, it's 2xy. So you cannot say y 2x. You start with a number, then the way numbers are on the alphabetic order, that's how you write them. So you cannot say 2yx, no. You start with 2xy minus, you do this. Then you say y times 5, it's 5y, which is equal to 4x minus 3. So when you reach here, you know that you are making what? You are making x the subject of the formula. So you need to group x one side here. Then those numbers without x, the other side, you put them the other side of the equation. So you've got 2xy. Then when this 4 is having x as a variable, so it will come this side. So it is possible when it comes this side, it's negative 4x, which is equal to, here I've got, I remained with the negative 3. So this 5 will come this side. I'm going to have positive what? Positive 5y, like this. So once I reach here now, then I factorize this part. I'm going to factorize this part. So how do I factorize this part? So the way I'm going to factorize this part, I'm going to look for a number that can go into 2 and 4. It's 2. Then the letter that is common is what? X, like that. Then I do this. So here, 2x cancelled to remain with y. Minus 2 into 4, it's 2. X cancelled, you cross, which is equal to negative 3 plus 5y. You divide both sides by what? By what you don't want. 2, open bracket, y minus 2, like this. Even there, 2, y minus 2, like this. So, this cancelled. These two cancelled. You remain with what? X here. So, remain with x is equal to, x is equal to what? Negative 3 plus 5y over 2, open bracket, y minus 2. This is the answer that I've remained with. So I've made what? I've made x the subject of the formula. So now I'll just conclude by saying this: G inverse of x is equal to, which means that where there is x here in this expression, where there is y, I'll put x. So I'm going to have negative 3 plus 5x over 2, open bracket, x minus 2, like this. This is the answer. If you want, you can expand this part down. So, or this can just be the same as, you can start with a positive on top. So 5x minus 3 over, this is 2x minus 4. This is just one and the same. This is just one and the same. So let's make sure we understand all this part. So this is just the work that I sent. So let's make sure we go through this work even as we continue. So now let us look at the last work that I gave. The last assignment that, the last question that I gave you on the assignment. So it is very simple now with this understanding. Let us make sure we understand these simple questions. So we've got this last one. Given that f of x is equal to 12 minus 3x, then the question is saying find, I've got part A, which is f of negative 3. I've got B, my B, which is f inverse of negative 3, like this. I've got these two questions that I want to answer. So this is my last question. So let's answer these questions together. So I've got A. So f of what? Negative 3, like this. F of negative 3. So which means that I'll get the what? This same function. So f of what? X is equal to, f of x is equal to what? 12 minus 3x, like this. So where there is x here, I put negative 3. So it's what? Negative 3 is equal to 12 minus 3, then negative 3, like this. This is what I'm going to do. Then this is equal to 12. Negative times negative, it's what? It's positive. Then 3 times 3, it's 9, which is equal to, so 12 plus 9 is 21, like this. So this is my what? This is my answer. I move to B. So I'm told to find f inverse of negative 3. The first question that you need to ask yourself, are you given the inverse function? No. So you need to find the inverse function of f. So you're going to start with f of x is equal to what? 12 minus 3x, like this. Then here you put y is equal to 12 minus 3x. You make x the subject of the formula. So this 12 will come this side. You are going to have y minus 12 is equal to negative 3x, like this. Over negative 3, over negative 3. Negative 3 cancelled. You are going to remain with x is equal to y minus 12 over negative 3. So just say therefore f inverse of x is equal to what? X minus 12 over negative 3. This is your answer. So after writing this now, since we have found now this inverse function, so I'm going to put it here. F inverse of x is equal to x minus 12 over negative 3, like this. Then where there is x, I put what? Negative 3. This is just the same as f inverse of negative 3 is equal to x negative 3 minus 12 over negative 3. This is equal to negative negative, see, 15, then like this, over, same signs you add, then maintain the sign. So over negative 3, which is equal to what? 5. So f inverse of negative 3 is equal to what? Is equal to 5. This is how you get to answer these questions. So